spend the extra money and you upgrade your microphone? Is it spending $30? Is it spending, $200? All right, fam, so I thought it would be awesome if we took our Canon PowerShot V1 that we're filming on right now in 4K, and we did a little bit of an audio test. So what do I want to do on this audio test exactly? Well, I would like to compare one of the Rode microphones that's plugged into the 3.5mm jack on the side of this camera, and then I also want to use one of these Amazon purchased, off-brand, no-name microphone. And no offense if maybe it is a good household name brand at this point, but I've owned this now for about 2 years. And the reason I purchased this smaller footprint of a microphone, it was a little bit less intimidating than the larger Rode style, which also looks kind of funny on a small camera like this. The microphone on top of the camera right this second is actually the same size of the camera, if not a little bit bigger. Whereas this is about 1/3 of the size of the camera. So we will end up doing a test where we don't have any microphones plugged in at all to this camera, but the one nice thing about this compact camera compared to, say, the Sony is that you actually have the microphone input. And I know Canon actually cares about the audio that comes through their cameras. And when I was doing my comparison videos, if you want to look back, of the Sony, I did a little bit of just the basic onboard camera comparison, and a lot of people came back saying just how much more crisp and clear the Canon audio was. And I was not arguing that point whatsoever. And I think what ended up happening is I ended up going with the Canon, and one of the main reasons I went with the Canon over the Sony was because of the microphone input. I think audio is crucial, is critical, and is very important. When you're making a video, the last thing you want is to have just a horrible audio sound, as that can make people not even focus on the video. So up to this point, you've been listening to the Rode. What I'm gonna do is we're gonna switch over to this microphone, and then we'll end it by just showing the actual onboard camera microphone. All right, so we're plugged in, we're using the BOYA mic on top of this camera, and I will just start out by saying it's a little bit more appropriate to the camera size. It doesn't look as obnoxious as the Rode. As you can see, this Rode microphone is huge, and I was just telling you it's about the size of the camera. Obviously a lot larger, looks, I don't want to say goofy, but I don't even want to say it looks more professional having this on. Just because it's a large microphone doesn't mean like, oh man, that's a professional microphone. It is a better microphone in my opinion, but it really looks silly on this camera. So I was hoping, I'm hoping, and I can't wait to review this audio and do the comparison, because I'm really curious to see how well this BOYA mic picks up the audio compared to this microphone. But at the end of the day, if the BOYA is not doing much different than what the onboard Canon is doing, then it really seems like, depending on your environment and what your use case scenario is, your best bet's gonna be to go with something like a Rode mic like this, maybe going with a wireless Rode mic system, or just using your onboard camera if maybe you're traveling and you just don't have the ability to pack all that, or you're doing more of a run and gun style with your camera, and you just need to be able to store and move everything a little bit easier. So like I said, as of right now, it is coming off of the BOYA mic. Something I can show you, we can talk about this Rode microphone. There is the hot shoe that we discussed. You can see just the design of this allows it where if there's some sort of an impact, it can move on the platform that it sits. There's a little bit of flex on this, and it's kind of hard to explain, but you can see I'm like holding the back, and there's a flex to it. There is our cable hanging. It's not coiled like the BOYA is, but you got about 1 foot of cable right there, so plenty of space. You can always extend those, add an extender. I'm not a proponent of that, because I'm a believer that when you are working with a 3.5mm jack and plug, male and female, and you start adding extensions and you mess with that, you really start to interfere with the audio quality. Just take a pair of headphones, plug it in, and start turning it while it's plugged in, and you'll sometimes notice static, or maybe one of the ear, maybe the left or right ear goes in and out, and that's all because those connections are just not the ultimate best connections. So I would try to avoid that. If you're needing to actually get your microphone closer to somebody, yes, yes, you could use an extension on this, but you also might want to just consider getting a wireless microphone. So on the back, you can see there's the power button, you got a decibel indicator, and then there's that little picture of like the step up and step down so that you do have adjustments. On the front here is actually where the battery is stored. So if I take my mic, I push my fingers in on the front there, and you pull this little piece down. That's where our battery stays, and we'll pull the battery out so you can see exactly what we were talking about. So here is our little battery pack right here. It is a Rode LB1, and that is a rechargeable battery. And again, like I said, you can always use AA batteries on this microphone if it were to die. If you look on the side here, so right on the back of the microphone, like right there where my thumb is, you got a micro USB port so that you can plug it in and charge it. We've talked about the Rode mic, we've talked about the BOYA mic that's on top of the camera right now. What we're gonna do, we're gonna unplug the BOYA, we're gonna stop this video, and we're gonna go straight off the camera. All right, so we got our Rode mic in hand, we got our BOYA mic in hand. We're recording right off of the camera. I can see the channel 1, channel 2. I can see the indicator, so I know the microphone's working off the onboard camera right now, but I really have not wanted to change my environment. I've been standing in the same place, trying to give you the exact same volume, same sort of pitch of my voice so that you can do a little true comparison here. But I'm really interested to get your take on all the different quality of sounds between these three microphones. Do you think that the Canon onboard camera mic is just going to be enough for most of what you need? That's really up to you and your application, how you're going to be using this camera and the footage that comes off of it. If you're going to be doing, product reviews, you're going to be doing things that, people want to focus on, I think you spend the extra money and you upgrade your microphone. Is it spending $30? Is it spending, $200? Can you go on eBay and buy these things used? Of course, but there's so many different options out there. The next microphone I'll probably be adding to my product list will be the wireless Rode mic, because I think that's very powerful to be able to just clip that on and move around and not have to worry about not talking directly into the camera and picking up that audio. Or if you turn your camera around, which we're gonna do while we're holding this one, you would have to remove this off your hot shoe on your camera and turn it around to pick up your audio correctly. Whereas there is an omnidirectional mic built into the Canon camera. So that's something that we hadn't really talked about that is a benefit. So with this camera, if you're running around, let's say I'm doing a vlog style like we're doing right this second, and then I want to turn it around and show you me walking through a house and being able to give, commentary and feedback about what I'm seeing, you're going to want some sort of an omnidirectional mic. So that goes back to needing either something that's wireless or just having a decent onboard Canon microphone. So I'm going to turn this around, and all we're going to do is we're going to just simply continue talking while we turn the camera around. We're not going to, stop the footage and resume it, and I want you to see how this works. All right, so we've turned the camera around right now. We're just staring at this beautiful mannequin, but I'm talking right towards the back of the camera. So it should be picking up the audio just fine. I can still see, channel 1, channel 2 reacting. But this is what it sounds like talking directly into the back of the camera, or everything all around. All right, so what do you guys think? Throw some comments down in the bottom. This is not some fancy high-end production. I'm just filming in 4K right now off this PowerShot V1 Canon camera and trying to give you guys that quick comparison of what the audio can sound like between some different microphones. That hopefully helps you make a decision on if you feel that that's an upgrade that you need to make. Smash the like button, hit subscribe. I'm mostly here just to provide you some free information and hopefully help you make a better, well-informed decision that leaves you with no buyer's regret. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next video.